Well, hello and welcome back to the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. I'm your host, and we're here at the East Coast, or the Eastern Forward Operating Center of NCK. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, of course, in the home of my lovely sweetheart, Sandra D'Angelo, and we're bringing you some broadcast excellence today, all about being divine, being sovereign, being free. Now, you know we have a t-shirt that says divine, sovereign, free. But I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, it is more than just a t-shirt. It is more than just a slogan. It is a way of doing business. And cousin, you guessed it, business is a booming. So we are here to try to show you something. We're here to try to teach you something. We're here to try to give you something that is going to add to your life. And speaking of adding to your life, if you'll go and subscribe to Sandra D'Angelo's channel, working on getting her to 1,000 subscribers by her birthday, May 27th. We're still a little short, but I want to thank you so much for going to her channel, so much for subscribing to her channel, and please watch that video about empowering our children. If you know children, if you have children in your life, and you watch that video, I guarantee you, we will change this world in a single generation. Speaking of the lovely and talented Sandra D'Angelo, she's in the chat room, and nice to see you, sweetheart. So I want to talk to you about this. Now, you know we have the t-shirt, and I'll show you the t-shirt, so everybody doesn't wonder, well, what shirt is he talking about? But we do have the t-shirt, and this is what the t-shirt looks like. I'm divine, I'm sovereign, I'm free. And when I made the t-shirt, to be frank with you, it was just a t-shirt. It had a nice message to it. I liked what it said. It was a reminder, and it was a encouragement for people. Oh, and by the way, fortunately, Sandra ran out of the house without her 432 hex cut necklace. This is the 432 hertz hex cut necklace. If I can hold it, get it to turn just right, you can see the different facets in it, how it's cut. It's called a hex cut necklace. This, of course, is from MYSTECH. And this necklace is designed, it carries the 432 resonance, which you know from listening to me, carries the resonance that will cause unbalanced entities to either leave you alone or become balanced. So if you can't afford to bring me to your house to do a cleansing and get you set, these are now available on the MYSTECH website. I just checked, they're available, the 432 hexagon. And these are not human resonance, these are 432. So these are available. They come in several different colors. This one, of course, is the quartz. Also available now are the colloidal silver bracelets. You've heard about taking colloidal silver. This is imprinted with the frequency of colloidal silver. So without actually taking the colloidal silver, you can get it without ingesting it. You get the resonance, the frequency of colloidal silver 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This one here, and yeah, I do wear a bunch of them. This one here with the multicolor, this is also a 432 necklace, or 432 bracelet. So it's just like the hex cut necklace. And this is a serotonin amethyst bracelet. I'm not sure if they're available yet or not, but go to mystech.com, but don't do that. Do this. Let me show you what I want you to do. I'm going to share the screen real quick. If you're interested in these, you want to know more about these, just do this. Go ahead and turn that off and go to my website, jeffreydaugherty.com. And when you're there, click on the MYSTECH logo. That's going to tell you everything you want to know about MYSTECH, but we're afraid to ask. And then if you decide you do want one of these products, just hit this button right here. This is the donate button. And if you see these words, MYSTECH Bands by Jeffrey Daugherty, you're saving 20%. And you're getting them mailed to you in exactly the same time frame if you order them directly from Halo himself. And notice this, Sandra D'Angelo now, breaking news, will be joining me at Casadega Spiritualist Encampment this Saturday, May the 12th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll be there under the big red MYSTECH tent. Look for the big red MYSTECH tent. Look for the cute girl and me if you want. We'll be there. We'll have rods. we'll have the MYSTECH, and I promise you, a good time will be had by all. So now that those things are over, let's take a look at what I'm here to talk about today, and that's being divine, being sovereign, being free. And when I made the t-shirt, I thought, wow, that's a nice t-shirt. It's a nice reminder. But little did I know that it is an actual divine formula for being divine, being sovereign, being free. So let me run through this formula with you. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, a formula. Formulas work every time they're tried, every time they're applied in the correct methodology. So, and I didn't know this when I made the shirt. It's divine, sovereign, free. I'm divine, I'm sovereign, I'm free. If you're going to get to where you want to be, and I'm trying to use my inside voice, but I'm so excited and passionate about this. So if you want to get to where you want to be spiritually, if you want to get to where you want to be physically, if you want to get to where you want to be intellectually, the first thing you have to discover is, I am divine. Now, I know for at least 2,000 years, you've been told that you're a sinner saved by grace. I know that at least 2,000 years, you've been told that you're filled with original sin. That's kind of close. You're not filled with original sin. You have the spark of divinity within from the Elohim, and that was confirmed by the Elohim himself, the Word, who walked on earth and dwelt among us. We felt him, saw him, the exact expression of the deity and the divinity. And he told us these things. We are divine. And your world is never going to change. Your life is never going to change. Your spirituality is never going to change until you realize and can bring yourself to say, look yourself square in the eye and say, I am divine. That's the first line on the t-shirt. I am divine. And I have seen people put this t-shirt on. In fact, this t-shirt, unbeknownst to me, was designed for one person specifically who has walked through these steps and is manifesting them. And I think everyone that puts this t-shirt on is making this declaration. I'm divine, I'm sovereign, I'm free. So number one is realize you're divine. You mean I'm not a sinner? No. You're born with the spark of divinity. You mean I'm not a sinner saved by grace? No. You've got the spark of divinity inside you. Peace that passes all understanding. Peace not like the world gives, but peace like the Master gives, and life more abundantly. You're divine. You're divine. You're divine. You were made by divinity. You were shaped after divinity. You were formed after divinity. You are the child of divinity. If you were the child of cats, you'd be a kitten. If you were the child of dogs, you'd be a puppy. If you were the child of ducks, you'd be a duckling. You're the child of gods. What does that make you? It makes you divine. And once you realize you're divine, then you can move to step two, which is, I am sovereign. So what does sovereign mean? Sovereign means that you are the captain of your own ship. Sovereign means that you are the captain of your own destiny. Sovereign means that you're no longer allowing some one person or some one system to control you any longer. Realizing that you're divine. Hey, wait a minute, I'm divine. I am divine. I don't have to fit into, plug into this fear and guilt control matrix system that this world is built on. I don't have to buy into that. I don't have to buy into this sinner, salvation, savior paradigm. I don't have to believe I'm a sinner. The Master said I wasn't. I don't have to believe that I need salvation. The Master said I didn't. I don't have to believe that they've got the only savior because I don't need one. I'm divine. And when you realize you're divine, when you realize that, remember, born to a cat, you'd be a kitten. Born to a dog, you'd be a puppy. Born to a duck, you'd be a duckling. You were born to God, so what does that make you? Then you begin to walk a little differently. You begin to talk a little differently. You begin to breathe in, hold your chest out a little bit if you're a man. You begin to, have a little swagger about your step because you realize you're divine. And then you start moving in sovereignty. You say, you know what? I'm divine. I'm not going to let this fear and guilt control matrix enslave me anymore. You know what? I'm divine. I'm not going to allow this religious organization to enslave me anymore. You know what? I'm divine. I'm not going to let this educational institution enslave me anymore. I'm not going to allow this governmental institution. I'm not going to allow this new age institution. I'm not allowing any institutions to enslave me because I'm instituting my sovereignty. No organization, no man, no woman, no being will control me because I'm divine. And I am going to act in my sovereignty. Now, you can know you're divine. You can be divine from now till kingdom come. But unless you begin to act with sovereignty, doesn't mean a thing. If I tossed you the keys, wait a minute, if I bought you a Mercedes, put it in the parking lot of Target, it's in your name, it's registered to you, it's paid for, there's insurance on it, but I never told you you had it. You own a Mercedes, but what good is it? You don't know it, you don't drive it. If you know that you're divine, if you figure that out, you have to move in your sovereignty or your divinity doesn't mean anything. And once you begin to know, okay, I'm divine, once you begin to move in your sovereignty, take control of your own life. Stop waiting for Jeffrey Daugherty to bring out a video to tell you what to do. Stop waiting for Rex Baer and Wayne Steiger and Sandra D'Angelo and Heidi Vandenberg and Jenny Moonstone and Trish Gelder and Dan from Overwatch Channel. Quit waiting for all these people to bring out videos so you'll know what to do. Take charge of your own life. Use us to help you. Use us for confirmation. Use us as guides and assistants, but we don't want to be your gurus. I know those people. They don't want to be your guru. They want you to be your own guru, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension. Be sovereign. Understanding that, having realized that you're divine, move into active sovereignty. Sovereignty is active. Divinity is a state of being. You just are divine. But you're not just are sovereign. Bad English, good point. You're not just sovereign until you actively make yourself sovereign, until you exert your sovereignty. So you realize your divinity, you assert your sovereignty, and only after realizing your divinity can you begin to exert your sovereignty, and only after realizing your divinity and exerting your sovereignty do you then begin to walk in freedom. I am divine, I am sovereign, I am free. And there was an old book one time that said, who the sun sets free is free indeed. Yeah, can I get a what? Yes, it's true. So knowing you're divine, you begin to assert your sovereignty, and then you begin to walk in freedom. But Jeff, I'm afraid to assert my sovereignty. Well, then you'll never walk in freedom. Freedom is not for porch dogs. Freedom is for big dogs that get off the porch and run in the tall grass. Is there a risk? Yeah. Is it hard? Yeah. Is it easy? No. Is it great? Yes. Is it fantastic? Absolutely. You've got a plan. I'm divine. I'm sovereign. I'm free. Work your plan. Realize your divinity. Assert your sovereignty. And the first time you take a step in freedom, whoo, you're hooked. It's not just a t-shirt slogan. It's a way of doing business, and cousin business is a booming. Be divine, be sovereign, be free. It is the how-to to your own spiritual liberation. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is the New Cosmic Knowledge Channel. I'm going to go ahead and go through the chat room. You listen to me ramble for 14 minutes. Let me go ahead and answer any questions that I can. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. I'm glad to see you and Sandra D happy. Me too. It is a powerful and beautiful pendant. I agree with Sandra. Dirty rags compared to God. I know about O negative blood. Boy, I'm trying to stay on target. Raise your frequency, Jeff. I'm going to put the freak in frequency. There you go. Part alien, all human. Okay. The gospel of Jeff. Hey, whatever you want to call it, it works. It works. I agree, Mr. Alphaster. Get that con out of my face. 3 years ago, I gave up religiosity for truth. And I found you guys who thought the same. Excellent. What does frequency match mean? Interesting. It's hard to swallow all the truth you've been sharing. Well, cut it up in little bitty bites and swallow them one at a time. You don't have to eat the whole roll all at once. I'm going to design a stratospheric aerosol injection shirt with info all over it. I like that idea. That's a good idea. Whoops. Sorry, I'm on a different computer because I'm on the road and I forget how to operate them. Good afternoon. Which kingdom is coming? Inkies or the Supreme God? Neither one. Sometimes I feel like a watchdog when Jeff teases with a controversial title. In the presence of a vacuum due to discarded beliefs, we need to inject the positive. I agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Nothing long, nothing drawn out, but something very profound. It is just a t-shirt, but it's more than a t-shirt. It reminds you that you are divine, you are sovereign, you are free. And that is a formula that will lead you to victory every time it's followed. Realize you're divine. Assert your sovereignty. That takes work. That takes action. Let me just review it. You are divine. You just have to realize that. You don't have to work at that. You just are divine. But your sovereignty, you've got to exert it. You've got to say, look, I'm taking sovereignty over this situation. I'm taking sovereignty over this organization. I'm taking sovereignty over this individual, this collective. I'm taking sovereignty over my own self. And once you have realized your divinity, once you begin moving in sovereignty, you will inexorably begin to walk in freedom. Because divinity realized and sovereignty asserted equals freedom manifested every single time. We're in the freedom business, cousin. And cousin business is booming. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is the New Cosmic Knowledge Channel. Tonight, the consequential Rapscallions with Scotty Roberts. Some very special on the road videos this weekend. Look for us under the MYSTECH tent, the big red MYSTECH tent in Casadega. And there promises to be some good information shared from Casadega. Until next time, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty for Sandra D'Angelo. Please go subscribe to her channel, Sandra D'Angelo, and the rest of this great group that we've got. I'm just reminding you, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. You are divine. You are sovereign. You are free. Ask questions, question answers, and wait for it. It's time for you. And I can't do it for you. You got to do it yourself. It's time for you to unindoctrinate yourself.